The song of love. To love someone is to hear the song in their heart and to sing it to them when they've forgotten. This year is a fresh start, and the world holds its breath after the trauma of last year. In England, as I type, the virus is at its peak, and yet the vaccinations have begun. Knowing we're all in some way interconnected in this web of life, I find myself watching the birds in the garden, trying to establish if they're behaving differently. I use this to bring myself back into the present moment. Do the birds know about all this, I wonder, as I focus on their tiny wings and cheeky postures for seed. During the lockdown, we all heard that as pollution dropped, nature revitalised. Here in the UK, the birdsong was noticeably stronger, and folk commented on the abundance of blossom and flower, leaf and autumn colours. Were we imagining this? I don't think so. But even with this hope of planet renewal and regeneration, and with personal renewal with daily practice and prayer, on occasion only the closeness of a loved one will do. It may have to be a virtual closeness in these times, but the mutual flow of unconditional love cannot be stopped by technology. As I gaze into the face of a loved one, I weave a little story of 3 gifts, which I'll share with you now, and which I dedicate to Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes for inspiring me with her beautiful work over the years. The 3 gifts. There was once a woman who had 3 gifts from God. 3 graces derived from the elements with which he made her. He made these strong in her: rock, air, water. In her life many things took place. Sometimes she sang her song with wild abandon and surfed the waves of her seas. But sometimes the wind dropped, the movement stilled, the air became thin. Volcanoes over which she sailed erupted. She would travel slowly at these times, and weep tears which slid down her cheeks and over her fertile body until they came to rest in the earth, where they nurtured the roots of life. Over time, this woman became old, her body frail, and her heart bruised. She still sang her song of life, and sometimes still with wild abandon, but less these days. The weight of her life had burdened her. So her 3 blessed children gathered together. So sad they were to see their beautiful mother, so silent and so slow. "Let's sing to her," they said to each other, and so they did. And as they sang, the graces she had planted in each of them sang out from deep inside them, and the sounds coiled and curled and entered her heart and touched her soul. Her son sang of rock and strength and unchanging, steady love. Her eldest daughter sang of air and light and sparkling, regenerating love. And her youngest sang a song so clear and pure of water, of life, of unconditional love. The old woman closed her eyes and listened with all she was. As the last sound left, she spoke. "Thank you, precious ones. I had forgotten," she said. And as she opened her eyes, they saw the stars of heaven shining out at them, blinding them with the full force of who she was, released to be so by their love. And so it was.